back, everybody, to the Absolute Talk Show. I'm your host, Trent, and this is Alan.
Yo.
Alan, it's been a long time since we've had you.
I know, I've been pretty busy.
You've been away.
I've been busy, buddy.
Yeah, you've been away.
You know, work, school, kid, take a lot of time from this, but...
Yeah, well, I'm glad to see you again.
All right. Love you too, buddy.
Yeah, well, I love you. Well, I have a couple of little topics that we can use to get ourselves started.
Well, let's hear it.
For one, I have a fun fact for you. Did you know that bananas ripen over time if you... obviously. God, that sounded dumb. Did you know that bananas ripen if you put them in the microwave?
In the microwave?
Yep.
I mean, I know how to spell bananas, thanks to Gwen Stefani, but...
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
But no, I did not know that.
Yeah, no, I found this out yesterday.
Just put them in the microwave?
Just throw it in the microwave.
Don't turn it on.
For like 30 seconds.
30 seconds? What kind of wattage? What if I have 1,000 watt? Should be like 20 seconds? 15?
It depends on how soft you would like your banana.
Well, mine's soft all the time, but
That you may be older than you think, buddy.
Touche.
There's this other story that I kind of wanted to bring up too. So,
well, lay it on me because it's been a while, so I need to hear a good story.
Did you know in 1985
okay.
that the police had sent out Super Bowl tickets to criminals?
85.
In 85. To wanted criminals.
Oh yeah, because then all the wanted criminals would show
all the wanted criminals came through.
Yeah.
They would show their ticket. And their ticket would scan as criminal. And they would be like, all right, yeah, no, you have one of our awarded tickets, so you have to come and get this through these doors over here. And they would bring them through the doors, and it would be like a full SWAT team. And
I mean, I heard something about that, but you gave me more detail than I've known, so it's pretty funny to me.
Right? That's pretty wild.
Let's have a free car wash for all stolen cars. And the criminal just shows up with their stolen car.
Didn't they do that in
Family Guy Simpson episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was literally sitting here. I was like, why? I can't remember if it was Family Guy or the Simpsons.
Because they did that car wash.
They did it together.
We could arrest everyone here. He's like, after the show, please.
Yeah, after the show, boys. No, it was Chief Wiggum from Springfield. It was that cop. So it was like after the show, Lou.
Yeah, after the show. Oh, so what else do you got for me, bud?
When you forget your phone in the bathroom, what do you read?
What am I reading?
What do you do when you're going to the bathroom without your phone?
Without my phone?
And don't tell me that you never do, because there have been those emergency times that you probably have.
I might have had one in the last 5 years.
Dude, I forgot my phone when I went to the bathroom the other day, and it was an ER situation, like now in the kitchen.
Well, I had that moment this morning, but I still have my phone with me.
I book it, I make it to the bathroom, and I realize after I'm sitting on the toilet for a minute, I realize that I am reading one of my dog's shampoo bottles.
Well, that's what we used to do back in the day,
That's what I'm saying.
The
it's
Lysol, people kept their
you're...
chemicals on top of the toilet for a reason. It was reading material.
Yeah, exactly.
We used to have magazine racks in the bathroom.
Yeah, you read the back of the box in the bathroom.
Exactly.
That was what you did.
And it's already full of piss and freaking dust and all that other stuff. Like, you shouldn't be touching this. But you do because you're bored.
Yep.
I mean, granted, I don't know about the ladies, but for men, I know it can be like a 20-minute process. No, seriously. Because, after everything is moved out and moved on to a better life, down to the bowl, it's like you got to let the muscles relax or whatever. Because, you might have that wipe, but if you, wipe too soon and get off the pot, then, 10 minutes later, you're like, oh, there's got to be a secondary wipe. And you got to go back to the bathroom. You can't tell me you don't have that. I mean,
having a secondary wipe?
I gotta have a secondary wipe 10 minutes later.
You're fucking with me.
No.
You're being for real right now?
I mean, I'm not the only one.
So wait. You go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
You will destroy that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You'll give yourself, what, 1 wipe, 2 wipes?
No, I make sure the job's done right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you exit the bathroom.
It's no different than building a new building and all of a sudden a year later they got cracks in the floor and you gotta like patch them up. Secondary wipe.
It is totally different. That is totally different.
I don't see the difference. I don't.
I see the difference because in one situation, we're talking about a crack that had already been there.
No. The crack showed up. 2 years later. Brand new building.
No. Not your crack, though. We're talking about a dirty crack. We're not talking about a crack that arrived.
Well, hey. I don't see anyone licking my asshole.
Oh, jeez. Moving on. Moving on from that one.
You tried to corner me and I got out of it.
OJ with or without pulp?
Oh, with. More
Thank
pulp,
you.
Better.
Thank you.
I like to drink my orange juice and not think of it as just a liquid, but as a meal and with the pulp in it.
There you go.
I don't know. It just makes a difference. Maybe it's the whole thing. You don't drink something on a daily basis with solids in it per se. So I like the pulp. I guess I don't know. That's where you get most of your nutrition. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a pulp person, but my girlfriend is not a pulp person.
Whoa. I heard that over.
Shout out, Jamie.
Pulp or Pope?
Pulp. P-U-L-P. Pulp.
Okay, just making sure. Heard that wrong over the microphone.
Yeah. Pulp. I love it. I got not high pulp though. You gotta stay in the some pulp range.
No. More orange than juice.
Dude, you can't. But you can't be drinking it though. You can't. There's a certain point when drinking your orange juice becomes eating an orange, and I feel like that's when you have high pulp.
That's how I like it.
Eat a fucking orange.
I don't like oranges whole.
With some pulp, orange juice is fantastic. But if I want any more than some pulp, I'm eating a fucking orange.
Well, I guess the way that I put it is that if I'm drinking just straight up orange juice, pulp. If I'm not drinking straight up orange juice, meaning like mimosas, no pulp. I guess it depends on the situation.
True.
Just like a lot of things.
Have you had a mimosa with pulp?
No, but now I'm going to try it.
I have.
And?
It's interesting because of the bubbliness from champagne that goes into it.
Yeah,
added with pulp, so it's like floating bubbly pulp. It's weird. It looks funky, but it's pretty good though. Hercules.
I was gonna say we need a new subject.
Well, I got a pretty interesting subject. I got a story for you more specifically.
Oh.
I'll let you choose. Do you want the story of what happened yesterday, or do you want the story of what happened that my mother does not know? And if she listens to this, she will know.
I'm going to throw you under the bus. What your mother doesn't know.
You want? Okay. All right. So, let me get up in the biz here. So basically, when I was in 6th grade, I was put into a special reading course.
I can see that.
Yep, I'm dyslexic. I was put into a special reading course, and basically when I was in there, the teacher gave us a permission slip of sorts and said, hey, for this course, your parents need to sign this piece of paper we need their information, name, phone number, etc. Bring this home, have them sign it. My bold ass filled out this entire form in class. My mother's name, her birthday, her phone number. Correction, my phone number. And my mom didn't really have an email back then, so I didn't put an email. But after I put all of those in there, I even forged my mother's signature.
That's talent.
In class.
That's talent. In class, so like you handed it
in front of the teacher, and then I put it in my backpack, and I waited to turn it in until the next day because I wasn't stupid. Like, I knew that if I gave it to her right now, she would know. I will admit it was stupid as shit to do it in class.
I was gonna say, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Like, you know, like I was on the other side of the room, like in a corner around a shelf from like the way the room was set up. It was a reading room, so like there was bookshelves and shit in there all over the place. And
I would say out of mine.
But so I forged my mother's signature and I put my phone number down instead of my mother's. And every week we had to do a weekly reading. And we would have to give a report on what we read for that week. For 3 years, I did not do that report.
How'd you get away with it?
She would call my mother.
Which was your number.
Which was my number.
But you don't sound anything like a female.
But I never answered.
Oh, okay.
Not once did I answer that phone call. There were times where I would watch her in class go up to her phone, pull her phone out, start calling, and my phone would start to buzz.
And she didn't hear the phone buzzing?
I always had my phone on vibrate. I hated ringtones, so I never had it. I never had my phone on.
Yeah, he likes it on vibrate, all right. Where'd he keep it in his pants? It ain't the front pocket. I know that
Left
much.
cheek! Left cheek! Left cheek!
But when did she find out about this? Does she know about this now?
My mom?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's right. You just told me that.
No, my mom does not know about this story.
If she hears this podcast.
So basically, my teacher called once a week, every week for 3 years. Called my phone number. I never set my voicemail up on my phone because of this.
Oh, Jesus.
Because if I did, she would know that it wasn't my mom.
Right, yeah.
So for 3 years, I never set up my voicemail, and I had 3 years of voicemails from Ms. Chuckle.
Miss Chuckle. That wasn't actually her last name, was it?
Yep.
Miss Chuckle?
Yep.
Chuckle.
Yep.
Chuckle.
Yep.
Haha, Chuckle.
Yep. Both of her kids I went to school with.
Well, that just makes me chuckle. Oh, what a terrible last name.
I know. Some people can draw the short stick there.
Yeah, like Iverson.
You dick.
Hey, I have one. It's
Hey.
bulky, but I consider it berry.
Hey, at least mine isn't a new berry.
Oh, but it can be any berry you want. You know, raspberry, blueberry, blackberry, strawberry.
Yeah, well, at least I can be a white Iverson.
You know what? I'm calling hate crime right now.
Oh, okay.
I have no proof of this. But I am going to believe in the people.
I don't think that's going to work.
Well, I mean...
At least not the way you want it to.
If we're sharing stories, I mean, compared to yours, I have one that might be relatable. When I was 16, like literally the day of my birthday, I had gotten my license for the first time, you know?
Nice.
And the rule after you get your license is, you know, you can only have one person that's not related in your vehicle.
Yep.
And you got to be home by midnight.
Yep.
All that other stuff. The whole probationary license stage.
Yep.
What do I do the day after my birthday? I tell my dad that, hey, my friend wants to go up north to Duluth, Minnesota, and his mom's taking us and this and that, and just made a whole big story about it. But in reality, it was me, my buddy that I had mentioned, and another buddy. So I was already over the legal limit because I had two buddies, not just one, and like we were all going to go to Duluth to hook up with some girls that we knew or met over Facebook.
Okay.
And Facebook was just coming out back in the day, so like we didn't have stranger danger back then. So anyways, we get up to the movie.
Everybody made friends.
So here I am driving all the way up to Duluth illegally. And then we go to the movie theater and we meet up these girls, and then all of a sudden these guys rolling in. Apparently these girls already had boyfriends.
Nice.
Yeah. And they tried to threaten us. Well, luckily for me, and luckily for at least one of my other friends, is that we had some fighting experience. So these guys literally walked out with the back of their car with friggin' chains and a bat and all that shit. And I'm like, holy crap. We're in deep shit. And it's like, I just got my license yesterday. And here I am doing something illegal. Now I'm going to get my ass beat, and I'm not going to make it home. And I got to explain this whole story. Well, long story short, we were able to talk our way out of it. So after that, the girls didn't happen. So we started heading home, but it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm missing a lot of the story.
Yeah, now you're driving home illegally after hours.
2, 3 o'clock in the morning, my dad's calling me. He's like, where are you? And I said, oh, my buddy's mom, you know, we had a flat tire. And it's like I made story after story after story. Well, anyways, long story short, I finally get home. The next day, my dad questions me. And to this day, he still doesn't know that I said that I was hanging out with my buddy's mom and we were doing this whole road trip thing. And the whole time, it was me trying to hook up with some girls. And doing a whole bunch of legal shit to get there.
Goddamn.
And he still doesn't know unless he listens to the podcast, but like your mom.
There you go.
They're not tech savvy.
Yeah, they're not very tech savvy.
So if I told him, hey, check out my podcast on Spotify, he's like, Spotify who?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My mom is very young for being my mother as well.
She's young but old.
I'm shy of 25. My mom is 47, I want to say.
Yeah, so she was a young mom.
Yeah.
Younger mom.
Yeah.
Ish mom.
My mom had me when she was 22.
I mean, I'm 31 and my dad's 53.
You're what now?
I'm 31 and my dad's 53. No, I shouldn't say he's in 53. He'll be 53 in a few weeks.
I think...
Well, let's not try to do the math.
Yeah, no, my brain hurts. It's my day off. I'm sorry if I got your age wrong and you actually listened to this episode, Mother. But I know that I'm within a year. That's all I know.
Give or take.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. It's 47.
Right. You've never been wrong.
I've never been wrong. Damn it. Damn it, Bobby.
Don't forget your towel.
I have another interesting story about something that happened yesterday.
What, Hogwarts?
No, at work. So, when I was on the job, we were moving. I'm a mover currently, and we were moving. Me and this other coworker of mine, we were moving a piece of furniture up into the truck. You know, you got to run up a ramp into a box truck.
Right.
Well, while we were turning the corner to get up onto the ramp, my coworker tripped over, it was like a piece of ice in the middle of the driveway. Like just one singular, it was like a snowball.
Snowball chunk off of a car?
Yeah, it was like a snowball chunk that like melted a little bit and then it froze. So it was solid. It was on the ground and it was there to stay. And he tripped over it. Luckily, he didn't get hurt or whatever. But then, after we got the piece up, I walked over to that little chunk of ice and I kind of kicked at it a little bit, just really lightly, just a little tap, kind of wondering I don't know if this thing's really gonna want to give. And I kind of give it a little bit, and I'm like, ooh, not gonna happen. And then my coworker walks up to it, he has Timberland boots on, so Tim's. And he just full force just kicks this thing as fucking hard as he could. Dude.
Oh, so he had steel toes on.
No, they weren't steel toe.
But they're Timberlands.
Maybe they were steel toe.
They had to be.
All I know is that he kicked it and he folded his fucking big toenail in half.
Oh, not steel toe.
That's what I'm saying. Because he immediately keels over in pain. I keel over laughing my ass off because he just watched me be smart and not full out force kick it. And then he was just like, oh, no, you probably just got to give it a little love, you know? And then came and gave it all the love, and it fucked him hard.
Just got rocked. Shows you right, being a smart ass.
Yeah, and he was like, you know what? No, like, let's just power it out. It's fine. And we went inside, grabbed another piece, came back out. And then he's like, oh, dude, I got to take my shoe off. I can't do this. I got to take my shoe off. Takes his shoe off. And literally, I'm not exaggerating. Big toenail. Completely in half, straight up in the air. It is like formed.
I don't even feel sorry for him.
It is stuck.
I know.
Straight up in the air. There's nothing that he can do. Not a goddamn thing. He tried folding it back down. It wouldn't go. Too painful.
Well, yeah, it hurt on the way up. Why wouldn't it hurt on the way down?
So then I have to walk into the customer, and I got to go, you know, I'm trying to keep the mood light about it because I would be irritated if I were the customer.
Yeah.
And so I walk into him. I'm like, hey, man, like, I just want to let you guys know that my coworker, my guy, he kind of broke. So I'm going to wait for a replacement for an hour. I'm going to stop the bill, wait for my replacement. When my replacement gets here, we'll get back to work and we'll start the bill again.
Oh, you're so nice.
And, well, I mean, like, I'm not going to charge somebody for standing there.
No,
like that's not fair. I'd be pissed.
Oh, and so would I.
So we did. Waited for an hour. Finally, new guy got out there. He drove himself back to Hudson. He was just on the phone with the doctor the whole time, waiting for the new ride to show up. And the lady that was like the appointment scheduler, was like, oh, yeah, no, like, can you tell me what happened? And he's like, yeah, I kicked a chunk of ice. And she's like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, no, I had something similar happen about 2 years ago.
Well, I don't think she asked for the backstory.
And, well, no, he did the same exact thing with his other toe, literally 2 years prior.
And he didn't learn from it, apparently.
Yep. So now he has 2 half toenails.
Sucks to suck, motherfucker.
Yeah, so that was a pretty intense time that I got to deal with.
I told him to grow up.
Just sitting in the truck with him going for like an hour.
Should have worn some steel toes, bud. Well, shit.
Well, I have one last question for you, buddy, before we wrap her up for today.
Uh-oh, what is it?
Well, actually, 2. For one, do you ever have any intrusive thoughts?
Intrusive? I'm simple-minded. I don't even know what that word means.
Oh, geez, you're just like Brent.
Yeah.
Intrusive as in, like, your day-to-day morals tell you not to do something, but, like, that little evil voice in the back of your head is like, kick it. Like,
oh, you know every day. Every day.
Like shit like that.
Every day.
Yeah.
Especially at work.
Tell me some of your most common intrusive thoughts.
Well, just the other day, at my morning meeting at work and everything like that, and I don't even care if this is out there. If he hears about it, whatever, fire me. No, seriously, like, so my boss is like, oh, we have no coverage this weekend. And I'm a maintenance guy. Let's back it up a little bit. I'm a maintenance guy at a facility, and we are getting lower and lower in count because other maintenance guys are finding other work. But point saying B is that, anyways, we are shorthanded this, as of today, weekend. No one wants to cover. And why does no one want to cover? Well, I had offered to work today, but my boss immediately shuts me down and is like, well, that's not your scheduled day, because he's a huge stickler on overtime. And I'm like, all right, well, then screw you. You know, like, put my hands up. I'm like, whatever, don't care. And then he has the freaking morality to text me at 11 o'clock at night, just the other night. Say, hey, would you be willing to work this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, or even both? And I just made up this long excuse that I was going up north to go see my parents and this and that or whatever like that. I'm like, no, screw you, man. So it's like, I had offered at the meeting. It was immediately shut down. And now you're texting me at 11 o'clock at night where I could possibly be asleep, even though I wasn't. But that's not the point of the story. Morals here. Morals.
I think one of my most recent intrusive thoughts was when I was breaking apart a bunch of the ice over there the other day.
Over by your apartment here?
Yep. And I had and I acted on this one. Like, I did it.
Oh.
I did this. One of my coworkers, one of my neighbors that lives in the complex, pulled in the driveway while I was chipping away a bunch of the ice away from the garages. And he rounds the corner, and immediately I just stop, and I immediately start acting like Doodle Bob. And I have this giant, like, it's probably like a 30-pound iron spike.
Yeah.
And I literally just, like, grab it, and I just hold it up in the air, and I'm just like, oink, 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 oink. And I just, like, start dancing and shit, and I'm, like, crouched down on the ground and, like, throwing my arms up in the air with this thing in my hands, and he just starts losing it while he's in there, and then he just pulls up beside me, and he's like, I'm gonna come help, because that was fucking hilarious.
Well, that sounds a lot better than my story, so something got done at least.
Yep. My intrusive thought was to act like Doodle Bob.
Doodle Bob.
My last question for you, though, buddy, is, do you wear oversized sweatshirts or fitted sweatshirts, and why?
It really depends on the situation.
I'm saying.
Like, I have my nicer sweatshirts, and, like, I'm an Under Armour kind of guy, so most of my sweatshirts are Under Armour. But, like, I have my nice ones, and they're more tighted fitted if I'm going out or hanging out with people. But if I'm working on a car and stuff like that, like loose fit. Or if I ate too much ice cream that day, loose fit. I mean, it really depends on the situation for me. But, like, ultimately, if I had to sit down and say, what do I rather have, it would be always loose fit.
Yeah.
It's like, I think the whole point of a sweater is that you keep yourself warm, and then all of a sudden you might be in that situation where you're walking down a dark we're driving down a road, and there's a big blizzard and everything like that, and all of a sudden you got to, like, walk through the snow, and you got to keep someone else warm. So it's loose fitted. So you can you know what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying.
But what are you? Loose fitted or loose?
I would probably have to say that I wear more fitted, I guess. But I've been slowly changing what I buy to loose fitted.
For all your clothes or just hoodies?
For hoodies.
Okay.
Because with hoodies, for one, I want to go off on this about hoodies. I actually just bought a new one. It's going to be here like tomorrow or the next day. But I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I don't really have all that many hoodies or clothes in general that are style based.
But does it matter?
They're like, and like by that I mean like most of my clothes are more like nostalgic, like AC/DC or like an old TV show or movie or
nothing wrong with that.
Or a local bar or a beer or something, like, you know what, like, you know, shit like that. Like that's like 90% of my clothes. Probably 99% of my clothes. But I finally found like a couple of articles of clothing that don't have any words or anything on it, that are just cool fucking items of clothing that you can have a style with compared to your everyday Walmart dad.
What's wrong with Walmart dads?
Tell you what. Ain't nothing wrong with them.
So overall, you're a loose fitting kind of guy?
I would have to say so.
Is that with all your clothes?
No. I mean, I wear skinny jeans, but the skinny jeans that I always get are like the super elasticy ones.
Yeah, but
so
you're skinny in general.
Well, yeah.
It's like eat a donut.
Like, hey man, I may be skinny, but I still got to be able to squat and everything, or else I gotta let them breathe. You know what I mean?
Squat when you pee.
No, no. And on that note,
don't you know?
Don't you know? Well,
Well,
thank y'all for tuning in to the Absolute Talk Show. We'll see you again soon. All right.
all right. Peace out, guys.